I'm Tim Bradner. Welcome to Capitol Views. We're here today with Representative Jim Colver, new representative from Palmer, Valdez, Delta, and Glen Allen. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Tim. It's good to be here.
Yeah, Jim, maybe you could just, you have a very widespread district with a lot of different types of communities. Maybe you could just describe the district for us.
Yeah, I've got the Alaska Highway, the Richardson Highway, the Glen Highway, and the Marine Highway in it. Whittier, Valdez, up to Glen Allen, up to Delta Junction, and then take the Glen Highway and go into Palmer, and a couple of easternmost precincts in Palmer, Fishhook and Farm Loop. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of different communities, a lot of different interests.
Yeah, pretty diverse agricultural base too.
Yeah, you know, I don't represent necessarily the vegetable belt of Alaska down in the Springer system by the fairgrounds, but those concerns that I've really taken ownership of the farming issue. Delta Junction, mainly the bigger farms, you know, the barley project and hay and barley and livestock. The Matt Valley's more of the, you know, truck farms, if you will, vegetables and the like.
And then also, I mean, it's quite a contrast because Valdez is fishing and of course the oil support.
Yeah, oil is the main economic driver. Having the terminal there, those are good, solid year-round jobs. A lot of folks working at the terminal. Tourism is probably not as big as it once was in Valdez. Fishing, the fishing fleet there is mainly the seine fleet on hatchery pink salmon. But we also have Whittier, you know, so kind of mix it up there. There's a bit of the charter business and the small drift boats and other commercial fishing boats. And then you get into Copper Valley, and I also represent, you know, a number of folks that are pretty dependent upon fish wheels and subsistence fishing and hunting. And then in Mat-Su, a number of sports fishing interests and, you know, the what they call personal use, the dip netting and stuff. So I have it all. And when it comes to fishing, I represent all interests.
And even up in Delta, there's people that are worried about buffalo up there.
Yeah, you know, the buffalo, you know, they had a bill last year that wasn't too popular that on impacts of buffalo on fences and whatnot. Yeah, you know, I haven't met anybody that ever got a buffalo permit. It's like a point-something% chance of getting a permit to get a buffalo hunting tag.
What a place to live. Probably the only state in the union with a real wild buffalo herd.
Yeah. Well, the great thing about District 9 is I have some of the best hunting, fishing, and skiing in Alaska, and that's exactly what I like to do. Right. I've got Thompson Pass. We've got the Arctic Man. In fact, the governor showed up for Arctic Man last year, and you might have saw his commercial from that. He likes to ski. Hatcher Pass is in the district. We've just built a new Nordic area there with about 15 kilometers of trails.
Really?
And a chalet, and we've got over 200 kids in our junior Nordic program. Kind of my background is in local government. Been 14 years in local government, 2 different terms on the Mat-Su Assembly and a 3-year stint on the school board, and I was school board president. And see, I'd been on the assembly and then went to the school board for a while, and then I wanted to get back and get some projects built. We had had some success with Representative Young and the T-Lou bill and Senator Stevens. We had plugged in some money. And at Hatcher Pass, we've always had a dream of downhill skiing. It's kind of like an Alaskan gas pipeline. We've always had that dream. But I was more concerned that we have something rather than just a study on the shelf. We had something we could use. So I got elected back to the Borough Assembly, and we built a set of trails, a new road, parking lot, on the 3,000 acres that the borough owns on the face of Government Peak.
Is there a chalet up there yet?
Yeah, yeah, and that was a federal grant requirement that we build a rest stop, a transit station, if you will. And I'm a surveyor, I tend to drill into I want to see the plans, okay. So how much does this cost? They said, well, it's going to be $400,000. I said, it's got flush toilets, right, for that kind of money? Oh, no. I said, well, I'm not voting for that. So what we did was...
An important thing in the winter.
Well, just, you know, we don't need more projects around Alaska that we were forced to build by the federal government that we can't use, that aren't practical. We reached out to the community council who had some money. They wanted a home for the local Fishhook Community Council. We reached out to the Matsu Convention and Visitors Bureau, and we created a meeting place, if you will, a community council, location, a meeting room. So the Visitors Bureau said, use the bed tax that's remaining in the general fund that we usually use for projects and fund the chalet and make it something we can use, and that's what we did.
That's great. Just, you mentioned you're a surveyor, Jim. Is that your background?
Yeah, I went to the university here. I started out of high school. I'd worked for DOT as a surveyor. I went on, worked on the slope during the kind of the tail end of the pipeline. Then we surveyed the first, then I went back to school, got my surveying degree, and we surveyed the first gas line. It was, what was it, what was it called down the Alaska Highway?
Oh, the 1980s Alaska natural gas, some long, complicated term that everybody's
Yeah, we were
forgotten.
building the gas line. See, a lot of us had worked on the pipeline, and we were ready to build another pipeline. And so we surveyed that line from Prudhoe Bay all the way to the Canadian border. I worked from Fairbanks to the Canadian border, and that was a really good job. I got paid to drive a snow machine. So,
A lot of people don't realize that how much has been done on past gas line projects.
yeah, so, you know, I'm skeptical. I want to see some pipe delivered. I want to see some concrete action, you know, not talk about it. You know, if we're going to do it, let's get it started. And I recognize that the legislature and previous administration made great strides, and hopefully we're going to be able to push that to the finish line and build an LNG line in Alaska, and get our gas to market. And, you know, we really don't have time to waste. You know, I guess my analogy would be we have budget problems right now, but we're experienced in adversity in this state. Oil spills, fires, earthquakes. We always come back and rebuild stronger.
Yeah.
And I think we'll do that with this. We'll use this budget downturn as an opportunity to
Well,
retool.
we'll be stronger because of it. So,
Yeah, we will. We have to be.
Well, Jim, thank you for joining us. Here with Representative Jim Colver from Colver, and I'm Tim Bradner. Thank you for joining us at Capitol News.